just had the perfect day at Universal Orlando thanks mostly to my friends from Disney Food Blog. AJ's here too.
Hey everybody, it's AJ from Disney Food Blog.
So let's go have a perfect day of food, rides, and fun. Let's do it.
Avada Kedavra.
Whoa!
The motorcycle.
Does everybody have their permission slips? Okay.
I didn't bring mine. We have a problem.
Quincy,
we have an immediate problem. Any day at Universal probably starts with rope dropping, Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. This is one of the most popular attractions in these parks. It's probably the most popular attraction, and the best time to ride it is going to be the morning. It is not included with Express. This morning, it is actually a delayed opening, but we're gonna go ahead and hop in line anyway because as soon as this opens, we're gonna wanna be one of the first ones to ride it so that we don't have to worry about waiting in a super long line later. When you do early entry, you will get in line for Hagrid's in the Lost Continent, which is the next door land to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Don't worry, when they start filling up the queue, it fills up pretty quick and the line will move pretty fast, but we'll see how.
Excited?
Quincy and I just got into a fight off camera because when you get into this attraction, it's time to breathe hard with your family.
She keeps telling
you got a sidecar and you got to fight for who gets what. And Quincy has been just like asking for it all the time. What's that about?
She keeps telling everyone on the internet that this is happening. It's not happening. I said you have motorbike.
It's not happening.
Listen, I've got a witness.
Yeah.
So I don't have to stop.
There's no hair pulling.
You can have the motorbike.
I don't think I have my license yet.
This morning. Wait.
Oh, I didn't know I was in this.
We had a pretty. You weren't. We had a pretty long wait for Hagrid's this morning. It was. We got in line at like 8:10, and it was about an hour and a half for us to ride. They will stay that long or longer. It's already up to above a posted 135. So.
I've waited 3 hours for that ride because it broke down. So today's wait went by pretty fast.
If you do not have early entry, we do recommend using the single rider line if you are willing and able to break up your party. So that's a great option. It'll move a little bit faster, but it can still be a long wait. So just grab yourself butterbeer, hop in line, it'll be good.
AJ's making a face behind the camera where she's like, about the wait.
Yeah.
I hated the wait.
She did hate the wait.
It was very long and very boring.
Do you think it was worth the wait?
I have ridden that ride before and I have not waited that long, so I don't know how I didn't wait that long, but
today was longer than you, like usually I do half that if we rope drop. I think the delay maybe messed it up.
It's such a good ride though, so yes, probably worth the wait.
Yeah. All right, now we are headed to our first meal of the day. We're gonna have a lot of those because I'm here with DFB. Oh, thank you. And so it's gonna be a lot of eating. We're headed to Green Eggs and Ham, which I'm pumped about because it's one of my favorites here in this park, and I'm gonna eat green eggs. We have taken a detour on the way to Green Eggs and Ham because the Cat in the Hat Dark Ride is a walk-on, which is not atypical. This is a slow-moving dark ride that takes you through the story of the Cat in the Hat. I find it to be absolutely horrifying in many ways. The Cat in the Hat animatronic haunts my nightmares. Thing 1 and Thing 2 are the worst thing that I've ever looked at. I love Halloween Horror Nights. This ride is much scarier.
We were told there was one cool feline.
No, there's many very scary cats. Nobody else feels it. Last time I rode this ride, it tried to eat me. It trapped me in the ride vehicle and we had to bring a guy to come release me from it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So anyway, it was nice knowing you guys.
Thoughts on the Cat in the Hat ride? I'm just happy to be here.
I like a classic dark attraction, even if it's a little terrifying. Sue me.
I think it's so scary and so scary, and I think AJ agrees with me, but she went over there, so.
She was Thing 1 and Thing 2. I don't think
she did not love Thing 1 and Thing 2.
First food stop, Green Eggs and Ham. This is the giant green ham that you'll see in Seuss Landing. They serve loaded tater tots here. A couple different varieties, pizza tots, carnitas tots, but my favorite are the green egg and ham tots, which are green eggs, diced ham, white cheese sauce over tater tots. The real winner here is the white cheese sauce, but also you can get the Who Hash, which is a can of corned beef loaded tater tots, also with the white cheese sauce and some scallions. I really like everything here, and I get it a lot, so I'm excited to add it to our day today. All right, we got a selection of tots from Green Eggs and Ham. We've got here the green egg and ham tots with green eggs, diced ham, white cheese sauce over tater tots. Back here is the Who Hash, which is corned beef, onions, white cheese sauce, scallions, and tater tots in a Who Hash can. You do get to keep that can. There are the pizza tots, which are pepperoni, sausage, mozzarella cheese, tomato sauce over tater tots, and the buffalo chicken tots, which are chicken tenders, mozzarella cheese, thinly sliced scallions, ranch, and buffalo sauce over tater tots. And a lot of tater tots, we're gonna put them in our bodies. I'm trying the pizza tots.
Have you had the pizza tots before?
I don't think so.
Really?
They don't have the white cheese sauce, so what's the point?
Oh, they do have some good sausage.
I haven't ever had these for sure. I'm very excited about them because they do have good sausage. That's the win, is the good sausage.
Oh my gosh, I could tell.
Yeah, you saw the sausage and you were like, that's what's gonna be good on these. Universal has a really famous seasonal eat that they serve at Halloween Horror Nights called pizza fries. Cassie and I famously have a disagreement about pizza fries.
I was about to ask how these compare to the pizza fries.
They're not as good as pizza fries. You're a hater. A pizza fries hater.
I'm just a picky eater. What's wrong with that?
What picky eater doesn't want French fries covered in pizza topping?
It sounds better in theory. The execution was just not for me, okay? I'm more of a twisted tater girl.
These are not as good as the pizza fries. My big complaint is there's not quite enough marinara. The marinara is at the bottom and you don't get quite enough of the like moisture that the sauce brings. But the sausage is really good. And like there's tons of cheese, it's portioned well. Maybe a couple more pieces of pepperoni would be good. And I can say that I don't like this as much as any of the ones with the white cheese sauce. But if you're a pizza fiend, good.
I think it's pretty good.
That's pretty good. The sausage is good. I love a sausage like this. It tastes like a Pizza Hut sausage. Papa John's.
I love Pizza Hut.
Me too. It's like they soak it in butter
It is
first.
so good.
Let's get Pizza Hut today.
Okay.
So let's see how these buffalo tots hold up. Just because it's just like regular ham.
Now we're cooking with fire. I honestly was a little nervous about this because I was afraid that this kind of thing can get really weighed down and soggy with all the sauce.
Very
and
hard
buffalo.
to get a bite while you're holding it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here you go.
Thank you.
But the tater tots have held up. They've held up really well. They're super They're super crispy on the outside.
Down on the ground.
They're fighting over these tots, but they're really nice and soft on the inside. And I think the buffalo, it doesn't really have like a strong kick, but it adds a really nice punchy flavor. Okay.
So wait, what's on this? Is this mozzarella on it as well? Or is this the white cheese?
That's ranch.
Yes, but there's a cheese situation.
I think it's mozzarella.
So there's no white cheese on these guys.
No white cheese on these guys. Another one I have never had.
You should always put white cheese on buffalo chicken.
You
It's
should
one of
put
my-
white cheese on everything. that
Wait,
can
is
have
the
white cheese
buffalo,
on it.
is that ranch or is it blue cheese on it?
It's ranch.
Got it. So how is that compared to...
Spacey 20 buffalo.
I like the buffalo a lot.
I like the buffalo
I mean, they're
Really?
very different dishes. I prefer my buffalo with a bit more of a kick. I want it to be like really spicy in my mouth, but I think this is really good.
I'm still standing by my green eggs and ham.
Listen, I'm from Buffalo,
Oh.
and the buffalo ones are my favorite.
All right, hold on.
I like a Who Hash too.
I gotta
but we haven't
try a
talked
little
about Who
bite.
Hash yet.
I love the Who Hash.
Quincy's right about this melted cheese. It's so light and salty, and the eggs, despite them having a green tint, they're not like overly green or anything. They don't really taste any different
Green.
than...
Are they herby?
I think they're herby.
I think they used an herb. I don't think because it's obviously not food coloring.
No.
There's not a lot of green tint to it, so it's not like unappealing.
Like, I was wondering if it was like a pesto, but I think it's just herb.
When
Yeah,
you
I
look,
think it's
when
just
you
like
look at the background, you're like, I'm about to get a green egg, but you really don't. And so it just tastes like a nice salty egg. These tots are great, nice and crispy. I think, like, for me personally, the ham is a weird texture, but I think that's a personal. What do you guys think? Do you
I don't mind the ham.
I don't like the ham either.
I'm a
Okay,
ham,
so it's
I'm
a me
ham
thing.
girl.
I don't know.
Me too.
I think it's a good addition because you need a protein with it. you already have a protein in the egg. What am I talking
lots of protein.
about?
In fact, the only thing that's not a protein in there is your tots.
So, I'm talking about meat. You don't have meat in there. I think I like the pizza best though.
Interesting.
Really? That's interesting.
Interesting.
Buffalo is my favorite, but I also am a big fan of the Who Hash.
I'm gonna try the pizza.
I think it's because I like the thicker cheese on it.
It's making me
Like I like this thin cheese, but there's something about like that thick, like pizza-like cheese that you're right is like very Pizza Hut.
Getting a lot of food.
Disney weekend vibes.
It's an exciting video because there's so many opinions happening.
I know.
I was afraid of the pizza tots.
Why? Because you don't like pizza fries because you're a hater?
No, because I really am a picky eater, so if a dish looks kind of like weird to me, not that it looks weird, but like I think like when red sauce. Okay, listen, hold on, come here. I know someone out there gets this. You know, whenever you have like marinara sauce or spaghetti sauce in a container to keep in the fridge, and it stains the container, that grosses me out. I can't do it. Tomato sauce, I love it. If I get the ick during it, I have to stop eating.
The one person out there who agrees with you is going to really enjoy this video.
But anyways, I just kind of looked at it and I was a little like, I was feeling that weird little kid vibe of like, I don't know about that. But it's really good, so I'm glad I tried it.
I'm glad you got past that.
Yeah, me too.
That's a day of getting over things, fears.
And Who Hash, AJ tried the Who Hash first. What do you think?
I really like the Who Hash. I like the onions in it, and I think what's on top is it like pastrami? What is it? Nope, corned beef. Yep. Okay. So, big fan of the Who Hash. I love that it's served in a can. That's adorable. And I also really dig that you've got, they don't just put the toppings on top. This is important, okay? They put the toppings all the way through. Like, they spoon up the Who Hash. It's kind of like if you go to the movie theater and they only put the butter on top of the popcorn. Like,
That's
why?
a bad popcorn
Why
server.
would you do that? You need to have like 4 layers. And that's what's going on in this Who Hash, and I really, really like it.
But if I could have popcorn, I would want them to layer the butter.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. Well, you understand the concept,
Yeah.
right? Okay. And that's the thing with this Who Hash is like they've layered the white cheese and the onions and the corned beef. It's excellent. I'm a fan.
A win for green eggs and ham today.
Absolutely.
You know, when she started that review, she was sitting like this. She was like, let's talk about the
What was your favorite?
My favorite?
Yours buffalo, yours pizza, mine green eggs and ham.
I'm team buffalo.
Okay.
I think in between Who Hash and buffalo.
I'm between Who Hash and green eggs and ham. So it's
I would if I came here, I would probably I would have a hard time choosing between the Who Hash and the buffalo. I'd probably have to get both.
fair enough. Well, then they're all winners.
Yeah.
So, green eggs and ham. We're making our way back to the Wizarding World. We have a reservation coming up very soon, and I ate too many tater tots, but that's okay. When you're with Disney Food Blog, you eat all of the food. So we're now passing back into Wizarding World of Harry Potter. We're going to quickly hop on the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride, which is the attraction inside Hogwarts Castle. It didn't have a long wait when I looked before we started walking over here, so hopefully it hasn't spiked up. But it is a very unique attraction where you sit on basically, it's actually a robot they used to build cars, and you sit on a bench at the top and then you're on an arm that swings you around. Definitely motion sickness inducing. Folks that have never gotten motion sickness before complain about it on this ride, but it takes you through a lot of iconic Harry Potter scenes, even down to the Chamber of Secrets.
Really very terrifying for some people. I love it. I'm not talking about myself, and who is older than me was so terrified because it is dark and it's scary, and the animatronics kind of jump at you. You got to be very brave to do this one, okay?
Now, AJ did put us on her resort reservation, and she is staying at Portofino Bay. Portofino Bay is a very nice hotel here at Universal, and one of the best perks is that you do get Unlimited Express, which lets you skip the lines all around the park. If you want to learn more about that Express perk, as well as all the other perks, and what a stay is like at Portofino Bay, I have a full tour of that hotel on the channel, and several other Universal hotels as well. Now, only the more expensive ones come with that Express perk, but it might very well be worth the upcharge, because Express can often cost well above
$200 per person and is a huge perk to skip all the lines. Now you will miss a lot of the Hogwarts queue if you're using Express and Forbidden Journey, and that is, in my opinion, the best part about this ride is walking through the halls of Hogwarts on your way. But you do still see some of it, like the Grand Staircase, Dumbledore's office, and the Defense Against the Dark Arts classroom. If you want, you can always walk the regular queue and then ask to exit when you get a little closer. Usually the line isn't too long, but that way you can actually see all the details. But the best parts you still see when you take the express line.
If you are motion sickness prone like I am, I highly recommend closing your eyes every time you see that the wall turns into a screen. I really love the physical sets of that ride, but I get motion sick on it. It's just a weird way for your body to be moving, and the screens are really rough on me. I can't. The screens are really hard, so I don't watch the screen parts. So maybe one that you can skip if you're motion sickness prone, but I still recommend walking through the queue just to see, like, walk through Hogwarts, because that's really awesome.
I don't really get motion sickness, but even that ride trips me out a little bit.
I have a super hot take that I almost like that ride better than Hagrid's.
That is a very hot take, but I don't think it's hot. It's like scalding. However, I respect it. You know what I mean? Unlike your high in the sky hatred, I respect your feelings about this ride.
I think it's one of the most immersive rides in that, like, reading the Harry Potter books, it really feels like you're facing all the challenges that he faced. And that's what gets me through it. Is I'm like, if Harry could do it, then I can.
Despite how dark the queue is, it's so cool to walk through as well. Like, it's one of, like, the more entertaining queues to go.
I think it's maybe like the best queue ever. Like, walking through the whole queue.
That queue is so dark.
It's so time. I don't know. I think they had they turned the dimmer down or something. I couldn't see anything in there.
Stairs in there.
All right, now that we have eaten a very big breakfast and ridden a ride that makes me motion sick, it's time for lunch. We're headed to Mythos, which is a very popular restaurant in the Lost Continent. It's really one of the only things left in the Lost Continent. Lots of people talk about this one and recommend it. It's relatively inexpensive and it's known for having great food and great service, so we're pretty excited to give it a try. To be like you're in sort of a mystical cave. Lost Continent in general has that sort of mythology vibe to it, and Mythos certainly adds to it. It's definitely like really aggressively themed. I don't love it vibe-wise in here, but it is fun, and I think it's better than having like little to no theme in a theme park restaurant, because after all, you're in a theme park. All right, our appetizers, no, we didn't get any appetizers. Bria.
Our appetizers are the entrees.
You're the only one who suggested an appetizer. We have entrees here. So we got 3. We're splitting 3 between the 4 of us since we already had so many hash browns. But we have here the spinach and garlic ravioli, which is sauteed ravioli, roasted acorn squash, and shiitake mushrooms, rainbow Swiss chard, and shaved grana padano. Then we have their famous, I hear this talked about a lot, fork, knife, and spoon grilled cheese, which is a unique presentation of a classic 3-cheese sandwich set in a Tuscan tomato soup with crispy pork belly and garnished with house-made chips. Then we also have their beef loin medallions, which come cooked to order with Yukon potato puree, sauteed haricot vert, radish, watercress, and a red wine reduction.
Nothing like a red wine reduction on a Monday morning.
You're a red wine reduction.
You're a red wine reduction.
All right, I'm trying the beef medallions out. And the red wine reduction. Okay, I'm a fan of the beef medallions. The red wine reduction has a really nice like mix of sweet and savory flavors that kind of adds a richness to the beef, which is awesome. The beef is very well cooked. It's got like a nice red center. We ordered medium rare, and I would say it's closer to medium, but still about right. The outside is, I think, very well seasoned. It's got like cracked black pepper and salt on it, and it tastes like exactly the right amount to like accent the steak without making it like overly salty or anything like that.
The potatoes are super creamy, super delicious. They've clearly got a ton of butter in them. Are you tasting anything else like cream? I think they probably got cream in them.
There's a lot of salt, which I love.
Yeah, and this is like a salty positive dish. Like not overly salty. It's like a very satisfyingly salty dish. And then the green beans are really well cooked and have that same kind of like nice savory flavor. This is just like a really hearty, filling dish. And I think I would get it again. Of the things that I've had at Mythos before, I think I would get this again.
All right, I'm eating the spinach and garlic ravioli. Cheers.
Here, I'm not. Okay. Watching you guys bring your pork in it.
I wish we did wait a minute to eat, but I do wish the inside retained a bit of warmth longer. I think it cooled off pretty fast. The outside of the ravioli is kind of crunchy, so it makes you wish that they were cooked just a little bit longer. I like the softer ravioli. The inside is really soft, and I think the spinach adds like a nice texture to the one up your sleeve, AJ.
Nope.
Try that.
I think that's definitely where the garlic's coming in, though. It's like an aioli almost.
It's almost like an aioli, but it's not super garlicky.
Yeah.
Not this mystery sauce.
Like the first word that popped in my head was like herbaceous, but like
Herbaceous.
but then it didn't. But then that went away.
It's not like
It's
super
like
packed with flavor, but it has-
it's like a
yeah.
mild, creamy, savory, like buttery sauce. And I do think you're right. Where the garlic is living.
But it doesn't pack a big punch. It's not like overly flavorful, but I do think it's a pretty decent dish. I think it's pretty yummy. I like the mashed potatoes on Quincy's plate better overall, but I think I like the ravioli more than I like the meat on Quincy's plate.
So I have the fork, spoon, and knife grilled cheese, and it's a lot of bread. It's very bread heavy. There's not a whole lot of cheese in this. There's cheese there, but it's just very much overpowered by how thick that bread is. And then it's on top of this very thick tomato soup marinara concoction, which it kind of gets soggy after a while, but you can get the sandwich on the side if you would prefer that, so that doesn't happen. But we got ours on top, and it does get a little soggy after sitting there for a little bit. There are these nice little chips on top that give an added crunch to the plate. But overall, I would say out of the things that we have, I would say this is the weakest link.
I think last time I had that it was much better. Like more cheese. The ratios were better.
There's also pork belly on it, which I love a pork belly, but maybe there wasn't quite enough.
I was like, the pork belly is an afterthought.
Yeah.
Like, when I was eating this and then I suddenly saw a pork belly and I ate it and I didn't think it did anything to it. Like, there was not really like, didn't enhance anything.
It's like a garnish.
Yeah.
We've had a very dramatic dessert course here at the DFB All Ears table.
Basically, there was a dish that had a little bit of apple cider vinegar.
The bread pudding had about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. Bria and AJ both, even with full bites of the bread pudding, said that it had that off-putting note of the vinegar to it, where I could taste that note.
Tell them what she said.
She said that it tastes like the way that Easter egg dye smells.
It's true.
And I actually don't disagree, because when she said that, I was like, ugh. However, I could taste that note in the sauce, and I love interesting, like, tart tanginess to it.
It's too much.
I was like, the problem I think is there's too much sauce on the plate.
Yeah.
If you would have drizzled that on, we never would have had
We
this.
never would have noticed if it was like under the ice cream.
Yeah, or if it was drizzled on top and AJ could only get a little scoop on the spoon. The sauce ratio, I think, is the fundamental. Anyway, it's been a very dramatic time. What you don't have to proceed with caution on is the ooey gooey banana cake, because this is basically a super gooey, almost like chocolate lava cake-esque little ring of chocolate cake with sliced bananas, tons of caramel sauce, and vanilla ice cream. Sorry, peanut butter ice cream on this one, which is awesome. I love the peanut butter note. Little too rich for me, but like I still loved it.
I enjoy like having like a little spoon or two. I think this is a good shareable dessert if you don't want something super like sweet and overwhelming. I don't think that you should have this by yourself if you don't like sweets, but it was good for all of us to pick out together.
Anyway, if you have had the
really interesting apple cider vinegar graham cracker bread pudding at Mythos. Please let us know in the comments what you thought, because apparently it's a dramatic dessert. We are now at Marvel Superhero Island doing this. We are headed on the Incredible Hulk coaster. This is a Hulk themed roller coaster where the story is that you are getting injected with a serum that turns the Hulk into the Hulk, and you are hulking out. That's what the roller coaster is. It's supposed to feel like what it would feel like to Hulk out. Now with this ride, not only do you need to drop your stuff off in lockers, with most Universal attractions you do need to drop off any bags that are not a hip bag in lockers. We've had 2 today because everybody has non-hip bags except me. I've got a fanny pack so I can keep mine with me. Hulk is different. You have to go through metal detectors, so you have to drop everything you have on you off in a locker, including your phone, just so you don't have anything in your pockets, because it is a more intense roller coaster. So we're gonna drop our stuff off in a locker and we will see you after the ride. Unlike something like Hagrid's, which is a coaster, it's just like more story focused, there's more surprises. This is like a thrill-based roller coaster, but it's not so intense.
You go upside down, which can be really stressful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I think that the best part about it is that launch at the very...
The launch is amazing, with the Hulk roar and the way the music sounds, where it's like dun dun.
Yeah, I did dark out a little bit because of the lights, so at least my eyes were dark.
Getting wonky.
The last time I rode this, it really kind of messed with my head a little bit, and again in a way of I'm not a 13-year-old anymore. Well, debatable. But Bria right before was like, I think I'm gonna stick my head forward so it doesn't hit the side. And I was like, Bria, you're a genius.
I did not do that, and it hurt my ears.
And it helped a lot.
It was wonderful.
The main thing I'll say is that if you are riding an intense roller coaster, if you want faster and smoother, try to get some of the rows closer to the front. If you want a wilder ride where you're going to feel more of those G-forces, ask for one of the rows in the back. Weights are pretty low today. It's a Monday. One of my biggest tips for Universal is to go on weekdays. It tends to be a lot slower on weekdays since this is more of a locals park than Disney World, where Disney World has similar crowds no matter what day of the week you go. So we have much lower crowds today. Hulk just had a 25-minute wait. We do have Express today, so we were able to get on the ride in just 4 minutes, which was awesome. But even the 25-minute wait is not that long, especially for one of the most popular coasters in the park. The only long line really in both parks is Hagrid's, which has been up above 2 hours for the whole day. And remember, Hagrid's is not included in Express, so even if you do buy Express, you'll want to rope drop Hagrid's like we did this morning, or use that single rider line. But now we're heading into the amazing adventures of Spider-Man. This is a really unique simulator attraction that has you fighting alongside Spider-Man as the evil syndicate. What are they called? Syndicate? Something syndicate. As you fight a lot of really iconic Spider-Man villains. Sinister Syndicate. I just remembered what it's called. They're attacking, and we're gonna go cover it.
I should have worn my Peter Parker sweatshirt today.
I don't know why you didn't do that.
So silly.
She's so silly.
Silliest ever.
All right, friends, how was Spider-Man?
I love that attraction. I think that attraction is incredibly fun. Also, I am of the opinion that Doc Ock is the superior Spider-Man villain.
That's true. Well, that's not an opinion, it's a fact.
Let me know in the comments. I'm also in love with Peter Parker.
Although I also love Green Goblin. But he's
Green Goblin's oh wait, you know what? Hold on. Green Goblin, though.
Yeah, let us know in the comments who the best Spider-Man villain is. There's only one part of that ride, and it's when it gets really screen heavy towards the end is when I start to have issues. One of my tricks that I do is I take off my 3D glasses and I look for the corner of the room if I start to feel sick. And that means that your brain can orient what your body's actually doing, and it helps stop motion sickness. So that's a little fun tip.
These set pieces are so cool.
In that the screens are in a way, and the props mixed together where you don't know what's up, what's down, what's left, what's right. You're like, should I be upside down right now? Yeah,
it's super fun. I absolutely love it.
We are gonna cruise through Toon Lagoon today because the high today was like 65.
What, you don't want to get bathtub drenched?
Bria's gonna ride all the rides at Toon Lagoon alone.
Naughty.
Not even. Bria and Cassie are gonna ride Dudley Do Right Ripsaw Falls, and we will watch from the bridge if they want to do that. They are bluffing, so yeah, that's what I thought. So we're headed over into Jurassic Park. Cassie keeps turning into it every time we get within like a 100-foot radius of a roller coaster. Cassie starts getting really excited. So we're headed down to Velocicoaster, as you can see it flying over right there. This is the newest roller coaster at Universal Orlando. It is a super fast, super high, super thrilling roller coaster where you zoom through the raptor paddock. Zoom right through it. The whole plot of the Jurassic Park area is that you are at Jurassic World now, seeing all the dinos. And with Velocicoaster, the plot is that, you know, people have been asking for more thrilling, more exciting, closer encounters with the dinosaur. So why not put a coaster in the raptor paddock? Which, of course, there are controversial feelings about. Now, this is one of our better uses of Express today because there is a 60-minute wait for Velocicoaster. So we are walking right through, which is awesome. Now, there are two types of Express. There's Unlimited Express and there's Regular Express. With Regular Express, you can skip all the lines of participating attractions once each. With Unlimited Express, you can skip it as many times as you want. So we could technically ride this more times if we wanted to, but we're trying to get through a lot, so probably just gonna stick with the ones. You excited?
So excited. I haven't ridden this ride since last October.
You excited? You're giving a different emotion. Like perhaps great stress.
You know, it's never been a good idea to open a park where dinosaurs run free.
It's never been a good idea. Never once. And they keep doing it. Just us.
That was just
It was so good.
That is a true roller coaster.
Bria got to ride in the very front row.
Honored.
Cassie and I were in the second row.
I love being able to see exactly where you're going, so you can like brace yourself for it.
Did your eyes water? The one time I've been in the front row, my eyes, I had like tears.
Yeah, but it was like a mix of like the physical, the emotional, the mental.
Oh yeah, all of it together in a soup.
That coaster might look daunting, and it is pretty intense, but it's also very smooth since it's a newer coaster. My parents, my late 50s, early 60s parents, went on that ride not knowing what they were in for, and it rocked the world. My mom said she'd never do it again. My dad also said that, but now I think it's like the last time he felt truly alive, because now he's like, man, that Velocicoaster, I think I need to do it one more time before it's all over for me. I'm like, Dad, you're like 63, calm down. It's a really fun ride.
It's very fun. It's one that I do choose to skip a lot because it is a very intense roller coaster, even though it is very smooth. It's a lot of inversions, and it's a lot of like whipping you back and forth in different directions. Super fun, but definitely intense. Definitely one of the tallest coasters, so if you have any problems with heights or just coasters in general, maybe work your way up to that one. Now we are listening to shockingly relaxing music in the queue of Hogwarts Express. We strolled back over, kind of across, there's a shortcut between Velocicoaster and Lost Continent, which is a great way to get kind of past the crowds of the Wizarding World if you need to. So we took that bridge on over, and now we are headed into the Hogwarts Express. It is a train. You actually get to take the train to or from Hogwarts, and you get to sit in a cabin, and things happen out your window, like you'll see Hagrid or Fred and George. Now, this one does tend to get longer waits around the time that it is time to park hop, because this is a real mode of transportation between the two theme parks. Because of that, you also need to have a ticket that allows you to go to both theme parks in one day. So the only way to ride this ride is with a ticket to both theme parks. kind of how they get you, but it is definitely well worth it if you do have a ticket to both parks. Welcome to London, everyone, on the other side of the train.
The train was a transformative experience for me.
Oh.
And I can't do an accent right now. I don't know whether it's coming out. I don't think that sounds like anything.
It doesn't sound like anything, but I think it's still fun.
Thank you.
We are now in the other park. We're in Universal Studios.
Woohoo!
If the wait isn't too long, it's usually a lot easier to go from the Hogwarts Express in the back. That will take you to London, which is part of the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. The outside part has a few nods to Harry Potter. It has the night bus where you can talk to the night bus driver. And once you head, in my opinion, Diagon Alley. This is also typically one of the busier areas of the park, and you can probably see why. It is immaculately themed, an amazing area to explore, with the most popular ride in this park as well, Harry Potter and the Escape from Gringotts, which is where we are headed. There are some fun shows you can see back here. Right now, Celestina Warbeck and the Banshees are playing. You can grab butterbeer, specialty beers, and of course do some wizarding shopping. So a pretty, and some magic if you have a wand. So a pretty great area to hang out. All right, so I was feeling a little sick, so I decided to skip our next ride, which can and will happen at Universal. I sit out rides all the time just so I'm not feeling up to it, and you should too if you aren't feeling up to it. Just in general, when you're in a theme park, splitting up with your party is a great way to make sure everybody stays happy if you are willing and able to split up a few times. Of course, quality time is what it's all about, but sometimes splitting up means better situation for everybody. For instance, I've made it into the Leaky Cauldron. I got us a table, and I used the Universal mobile order to order us some butterbeer and another quick meal since DFB wants to do some Wizarding World food today. Okay, so I'm eating dessert first because it's melting. This is the sticky toffee pudding. This is one of my favorite treats. It's basically like a toffee bread pudding with ice cream, and it's got caramelly pieces and toffee pieces. It's delicious. Oh. The pudding is warm and soft and sweet. The ice cream is a perfect cool creamy complement. I just think this is so tasty, and I'm not always in love with Universal sweets, so I'm really glad that this is an option because it's one that I consistently want to get over and over again. If you're familiar with the pretzel bread pudding in Epcot, it reminds me a little bit of that. Food-wise, we also got the fish and chips, which come with tartar sauce, and the bangers and mash, which come with peas and tomato. And we're having a discussion about lemon on fish, which is very heated at this time. And both, by the way, both butterbeers were for Cassie. She couldn't decide between frozen or hot, so she got both.
I actually have gone my whole life without a hot butterbeer.
How are you feeling about it?
I really love it.
I love hot butterbeer, but if I was worried because it sat for a bit and when the foam melts, it gets a little eggy, in my opinion.
I mean, I can see that that's happening, but I think I really like the flavor, so I'm not like, nothing is going wrong with it.
Okay, good. I love a hot butterbeer. All right, how were the fish and chips and bangers and mash?
Ria, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Fish and chips. I think you compared them to Yorkshire County Fish Shop, right?
I did.
I don't know which one's better in my opinion. I think they're both if you like fish and chips, you're gonna like both of them.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a solid option if you're, you want something safe to eat in the Wizarding World because there's a lot of unique options out there.
The bangers and mash were also tasty. They're a little mild on the flavor front, but they've got good veggies, okay potatoes, good bangers.
I mean, compared to the potatoes that we had at Mythos,
not nearly as good. I mean, it's fine, but they had bangers on it. In general, Leaky Cauldron and Three Broomsticks kind of have a similar menu. Neither of them are going to be revolutionary, and they're not going to be the most authentic English food either. However, they are both pretty good, both in quality and in similarity to actual authentic English food. So I think they're a great option. Emma and I ate everything in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. It was really hard.
I don't know how you did that.
And we reviewed it on the channel, and you can see that now. Of course, even though I had a pre-meal dessert, we are having a post-meal dessert as well because a perfect day at Universal cannot exist without going to Florian Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlor. This place serves soft serve and hard pack, amazing and unique flavors, including strawberry peanut butter, which is Harry's favorite flavor in the books, and my favorite flavor here, which is the soft serve toffee apple. So, highly recommend stopping here. In my opinion, it's some of the best ice cream I've ever had. All right, AJ and Bria grabbed an orange marmalade soft serve cone and a toffee soft serve cone. But how are they?
toffee.
Toffee.
Yeah, toffee. That's what we got.
Look at it. Look at it go. Highly recommend this ice cream. Seriously. I literally will drive to Universal, take an hour to park my car, like, which is not that much, but it's way more than I do, like, than I've done most other things. Like,
It's a really big serving.
it's a huge serving. I'm very pro this ice cream. We're getting close to the end of the park day, so unlike Disney World, the Universal parks tend to close pretty early at various times of the year. In the off season, you'll see them close. Islands of Adventure today is closing at 6, and this park is closing at 7. We also have a dining reservation to wrap up our day tonight, so we will be headed to that. First, we're going to head to the newest ride at Universal, VillainCon Minion Blast.
I love the Minions.
I love Minion Blast. I'm pumped. Maybe this will help me. Maybe this will help me get my score above Emma's.
May I have your attention, please? We are currently experiencing a brief delay at VillainCon Minion Blast. We apologize and will keep you informed of further developments.
Unfortunately, VillainCon Minion Blast had a delay right when we got in line, so we waited it out as long as we could. To no avail. No VillainCon today. I take you. We go. We're headed to Lombard's Landing, which is a seafood grill. It's actually one of the few restaurants in the Universal Park that I haven't been to, so I'm really excited to try this one out tonight. We have a reservation, and we're gonna head inside and see what Lombard's has to offer. Okay, our first impression of Lombard's is that the vibe is very nice. I love the wrought details in the ceiling, the archways, the furniture is really nice. It feels a little dated, but in a way that you're stepping into another time, another place, not oh, they need to update this. There's a fish tank in the middle of the restaurant. This is cute. Our merry band has hit a wall. And the only thing to fix it is seafood. So we are here at Lombard's. Now Lombard's is Universal's flagship restaurant. It's been here since the park first opened. And we've gotten a very small selection today because we've had a lot to eat and we've been eating. That's what a perfect day with DFB is, it's eat. We got the Monterey garlic shrimp, which is Gulf shrimp that is pan roasted, garlic, herbs, butter, fresh lemon, chili peppers, and a rosemary focaccia. And then we also got the Baja Mahi tacos, which are pan-seared spiced mahi. I love poblanos. I'm very excited about the prospect of poblano. Both of us went crazy. Frisee and radish salad, lemon vinaigrette, and flour tortillas. And this comes with either chips or french fries. We went with french fries. Cassie, do you want to try these tacos with me now that you know there's poblano in them?
Yes. I want that one. I want that one.
Okay, you got that one. Go ahead, grab it.
The fact that I'm sleepy is making me weird.
It's completely dead, and then I said there was poblano in here, and she's just lost.
Get a load of this. Cheers.
I'm excited about these. We ate all of our tacos to make sure that we could fully understand their offering. And we were very pleased.
We came to an understanding.
We had a discussion about ordering a second plate, if that's any indication.
Everyone vetoed me. We had so much food. But the thing is, I've been just clicking at it and y'all been finishing it. So I could have gone for another taco, but I could have gone for another 3 tacos if I want another taco. They were the mai was a little bit too salty, but overall it was a really good medley of flavors and textures and crunch with the little greens. I thought it was delicious.
It was so delicious.
I was extremely impressed.
It was also shockingly spicy.
Oh my goodness.
A good amount of heat in your mouth if you like a little heat. Perfect. Not enough to make you need to take a break between bites, but enough to have that nice, pleasant burn in your mouth. If you don't like spicy, I would skip these outright.
Yeah, no, don't do it.
I agree with Cassie that the blackened seasoning, really aggressive seasoning, which mostly added a ton of awesome flavor, but had a little bit too much salt to it. But really amazing tacos. I would get these again. I'd come back here for these.
I would come back here just for the tacos, and I am already feeling kind of that yearning whenever you go home from your trip and you're thinking about that one dish that you want to eat and go back for. I'm thinking about whenever I'm on my plane to Texas, I'm gonna be thinking about these tacos.
Also, the French fries, they remind me a lot of McDonald's fries, just a little thicker and a little less salty. I'm eating them like McDonald's fries, as in you don't really take a break. You just they're all gone. I don't think you guys have that many of them.
No, I haven't eaten them all.
So, Okay, that makes me feel a little better. The shrimp, though, not the same story.
So here's the thing. I love shrimp. Shrimp's my favorite food.
That's such an interesting favorite food.
I love shrimp.
You're kind of dressed like a shrimp. She is dressed like a shrimp.
Listen, I am from South Carolina.
Big shrimp fan.
I'm from the South, South Carolina. So I love me my shrimp and grits. And so anywhere I can try some shrimp, I'm so excited. This is not it. It's a little chewy. It's just like, it's almost overly, this might be the wrong way to describe it, but overly buttery. Do you know what I mean? It's like very,
the sauce looks crazy flavorful, and I think it's like really mild for how aggressive the sauce looks. Like, there's literally a chili in the oil.
Yeah, you'd think it would be and then you have the grilled focaccia that looks promising, but it's like very dry.
It seems like it's been
sitting out.
Fresh. It's like maybe it's been sitting out.
It's, hold on, I want to.
We have a winner and a loser here today.
Absolutely. So if you're gonna come here, tacos yes. Shrimp, no.
I want it.
Results on Lombards, I would say inconclusive.
More to be uncovered.
More to be uncovered about
the
Lombards.
Channel because there will be a
Further
deep dive investigation.
I won't be there. She just wants those tacos again.
Well, then maybe I will be there for it.
We liked our entree, but we weren't as big a fan of the appetizer. And if you had to pick one to be a bigger fan of,
the entree is the one you want to be.
Yeah.
And also, it's what our server recommended, and our server did not recommend our app.
He was not. We went rogue, and that.
Yeah, we went rogue, and maybe that's where we went wrong. So anyway, we'll have to try Lombards again. The best thing about having a late dining reservation is that you get to walk out of the park when there's not really anybody else in the park. Obviously, we still have several people around us, but doing a late dining reservation or getting in a line right before the park is about to close, which you can do up until 1 minute before park close, can mean that it's a really pleasant walk out of the park. It's very like quiet and peaceful right now. Cassie's doing this. You could see that if you walked out late. Cassie hates when time passes.
I hate the passage of time.
Look at her, she's like upset.
Don't start with me, quit.
We're headed to the front of the park and just about ready to call it a night. One thing we've discussed today is that AJ is kind of like Optimus Prime. I just feel the need to share that publicly.
But I want to know, like, I agree, but I want to know the characteristics that you see.
It's just like Optimus Prime is just like, one, he's like really cool, which is also how I would describe you. Two, he's got like a commanding presence and a compelling voice, which many people say of you.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exciting.
And I also think he speaks very plainly, which I also think you do.
I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I will take it.
It's not a compliment or a diss, it's a fact.
It's a statement.
It's just a statement of truth.
Well, I feel like my characteristics in common with Optimus Prime are all of my robotic parts.
Well, yeah, that especially. The laser eyes, I wasn't going to mention, but the laser eyes are a big one.
The kind of like sturdy thighs.
Yes. Also the fact that you have asked Cassie like 17 times today to bring you the Allspark. Right. I don't know what the Allspark is, but you really want it, and so is Optimus Prime.
Yeah, and I can always count on Cassie for that.
Yeah, she's a big Allspark getter. All right, do you guys think that was a pretty perfect day?
That was a perfect day.
AJ, do you think it was a perfect day?
This is my perfect day ever.
Aww, I had a really fun time.
It was because of us.
Well, yeah.
I'm not coping well that it's over.
Yeah, Cassie's like gotten into a real big funk about the fact that the day is over.
She's in a funk.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Aww.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And now go check out our Is Express Pass Worth It video that's on the channel now. I'll see you there.
It is. It's worth it.
I wish I'd
it's
see
worth
you there
it
too, but I won't.